Welcome to this abandoned farmhouse, sat at the end of a track with just pheasants as its neighbours. Given the nickname by explorers as Poltergeist Farm because of reputed hauntings within its walls, visiting on a grey, wet autumnal day and seeing the building towering over me for the first time, I can see why it's gained such a moniker. The interior of this house must be one of the strangest I have ever encountered, with an old part seemingly blocked off from the rest, stairs leading to nowhere, and the narrowest attic stairs I have ever seen. Visiting at night, the house would take on a whole new atmosphere. The earliest map I could find the house on was from 1891, but I have a feeling the house we see today is smaller than the original building that originally stood here. Looking back on the censuses, there were some big families that lived here. Starting in 1841, we have the Booth family. The head of the household is John Booth, and he is aged 30. His wife Elizabeth is 35. They have 4 children. Firstly, they have Anne and Margaret, who are twins, and they are 20 years old, and another set of twins, William and Amy, both aged 15. They also have 2 agricultural labourers living with them, and they are William Danks, aged 20, and Thomas Wright, aged 50. Unfortunately, for some reason, I couldn't find the farm on the 1851 census. But in 1861, we have a family called Turnock living on the farm, and this family will feature heavily for the next few decades. We have Adam Turnock listed. He is 65 and a farmer of 211 acres. His wife named Anne, she is 50 years old and she is listed as a farmer's wife. Adam and Anne have 1 son and 4 daughters. Their son William is unmarried and aged 25, and their daughters are Anna aged 21, Elizabeth aged 18, Ruth who is 13 and Mary who is 8. All 5 children are listed as either farmer's son or farmer's daughter. Interestingly, Ruth and Mary are not listed as scholars, as this was before children had to attend school. Also in the house we have a Martha Fowler, who is 41 and a house servant. Martha is listed as married, but her husband is not anywhere to be seen. Joseph Pemberton, who is a carter and aged 23, William Walker, aged 23, Samuel Latham, aged 16, and Aaron Tatler, aged 16, and they are also listed as carters. 10 years later, on the 1871 census, Anne is now widowed and she is 60 years old. She is listed as a farmer of 342 acres. She has 3 of her daughters living with her and her son William, who is now 38, and he is listed as farmer's son. Also, we have a Hannah Turnock, who is 30. I initially thought this was a daughter that hadn't been previously living with them, then realised on the 1861 census she is down as Anna. Ruth, who is 24 years old, and Mary, who is now 19. They are all listed as farmer's daughter. Martha Fowler is still working for them. She is now 60 and listed as domestic servant. Also, there is a William Rhodes, aged 17, George Bailey, aged 14, Samuel Wrench, aged 13, William Martin, who is 25, and a Levi Martin, who is 13 years old, and they are listed as farmers' servants. Moving on to 1881, and Anne's son William is now running the farm. It's possible his mother has died. William is now aged 48 and he is a farmer of 342 acres. He has a wife named Mary and she is 42. William and Mary have 7 children. The eldest is John, aged 12, then William, aged 10, Robert, who is 8, Margaret, aged 6, Thomas, who is 4, Sarah, aged 2, and baby Elizabeth, who is just 7 months old. That's a child almost every 2 years. They still have Samuel Wrench working for them. He is now 22 and listed as a farm servant. Also, there is George Spragg, aged 48, George Huxley, aged 15, and they are also farm servants. There is also a William Hobson, who is 45, and he is a mole catcher, Jemima Jenks, aged 18, and Annie Medden, aged 15, and they are both domestic servants. 10 years later, on the 1891 census, William and Mary are still on the farm. William is 58 and Mary is down as 49, obviously a discrepancy in her age. They still have their 7 children with them. John, now 22, William 20, Robert aged 18, Margaret aged 16, Thomas aged 14, Sarah who is 12, and Elizabeth is now 10. There is also now another little daughter, and she is Lucy Turnock, and she is aged 8. Strangely, she is the only one listed as a scholar. Listed as servants we have Alice Dale, who is a 21-year-old general domestic servant, and Henry Preston, who is 13, and he is also listed as a general domestic servant. On the 1901 census, Mary Turnock is now listed as a widow, and she is 59. She has 5 of her children still living with her: John, aged 30, Thomas, aged 22, Sarah, who is now 21, Elizabeth, who is 19, and the youngest Lucy, who is now 17 years old. They have 3 employees living with them: James Cooper, who is 22, and Nevitt Steele, who is 21, and they are both horsemen, and Jesse Dykes, who is 18, and he is listed as a cattleman. Moving on to 1911, and Mary is still head of the farm, and she is now 70 years old. She has 3 of her children with her: her son Thomas, who is now 33, and he is listed as farmer's son working on farm; Elizabeth, who is 29, and she is listed as farmer's daughter working on farm dairy work; and Lucy, who is 27, and she is down as farmer's daughter dairy work. There is also a Marie Wildig, aged 3, living in the house, and she is listed as granddaughter. Who her parents were, I don't know, but it may be a possibility that they have sadly died. Now, strangely, on the 1911 census, we have another Turnock household listed as living on the same farm, and this is the same on the 1921 census. Whether they lived in the same building or a different building on the farm, I don't know. But looking at the building that stands today, my theory is that either a bigger building once stood here, or there was another house close by, as looking on old maps there are a few buildings that are now gone. So in the second household we have Mary's eldest son John, who is now 41, and he is listed as a farmer. His wife Mary Elizabeth, who is aged 34, and they have 4 children. The eldest is John, who is 4 years old, Winifred Nancy, who is 3, and baby Reginald, who is 2 months old. Living with them they have 4 employees. They are James Mulliner, who is aged 21 and a waggoner on the farm; Daniel Colclough, aged 18 and a cowman; Herbert Whitley, aged 20, and he is an under waggoner on the farm; and finally Albert Wrench, who is 16, and he is the under cowman. 10 years later, and we have, like I said, the 2 households. Sadly, it looks like Mary Turnock has died, as we now have her daughter Margaret as head of the household. She is 47, unmarried, and listed as a cheesemaker. Also with her is her sister Elizabeth, aged 42. She is also unmarried, and she does home duties. Lucy, who is now 37, she is also unmarried, and she does home duties too. And Marie Wildig, their niece, is still here. She is now 13 and listed as home duties. They have 4 employees, who are Robert Salmon, aged 43, and he is the farm bailiff; Edward Bailey, who is 44 and a cowman; John Martin, aged 18 and a horseman; and 15-year-old Arthur Critchley, who is the assisting cowman. In the second household we still have John and Mary Elizabeth Turnock. John is now 50 and he is listed as farmer, so it seems he has taken on the farm after possibly sharing duties with his late mother. Mary Elizabeth is 44 and she does home duties. They now have 8 children living with them. The eldest is a girl called Dorothy Amy. She is 17 and down as cook. She should be on the 1911 census, but I can't find any trace of her anywhere. Next is John, aged 15, Winifred Nancy, aged 13, and Reginald, who is now 10. Since the last census, they have had 3 more children. Colin, aged 5, Margoria, aged 3, and Harold is just 1 year old. Also living with them, they have Noah Glover, who is 17, and he is the under cowman, Sarah Harrop, aged 18, and she is a housemaid, and also Florence M. Hitchin, who is also 18 and a housemaid. And finally, on the 1939 register, we have a John R. Cuntbath, who is 51 and a farmer. His wife is Sarah E., who is 41, and she does unpaid domestic duties, and they have a son Henry, who is aged 11 and is at school. There is also Frederick G. Sims, aged 16, and he is a general farm labourer, and Alice Whitley, who is 20, and she is a domestic servant. On this register, there are 2 spaces below Henry's name that are blacked out. This is because there is a chance that these people may still be alive. The 1939 register comes under the 100-year confidential record law, and they can't show details of people who could possibly still be alive, so it's probable that these 2 names were younger siblings of Henry. If this house is haunted, I can't see why there would be a negative energy here. The house has been full of life back through the decades, with lots of young children filling the house with noise. The Turnock family lived here for at least 7 decades. Members of that family could still be keeping an eye on the farm from beyond the grave. I'm sure they would be very sad to see the building in its current condition. I personally love the building, even if the layout was a bit odd. If I had the money, I would snap it up, for the views alone. Welcome back. Right, it's a grotty day out, last day of September, and I am at a farm in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing else around it, it's huge, but I'm in a house, and yeah, the outside of the house looks like something out of a horror movie. But we'll have a look around the inside and leave the outside till last because it's raining. Let's go and see what we can find. Right, just going into the kitchen. What's that? Phone book from, I don't know if you can see a date. Oh my god, is that a bird's nest up there? There used to be a big old Arga there or something. It's the back door probably. Oh, it's a newspaper, Shop Your Star. (2004). Wow. There's another bird's nest up there. It's probably a swallow or a house martin or something. So here is where things get slightly odd. For some reason, the microphone that is always clipped to the rim of my baseball cap kind of stopped recording audio. It's recorded a bit, but it's gone very, very quiet, and for the life of me, I cannot think why. Now, the microphone is turned on. If it was turned off, you wouldn't hear anything at all. So it's definitely turned on. I know it's turned on because when I finished my walk around and I took it off my baseball cap, I had to turn it off. So it is on. So the reason why it's done this is unknown to me. It's never done this before, and I can't think why it would do it. It's fully charged, everything was fine with it. So you're going to have to put up with me doing a kind of voiceover of the rooms that I'm walking through for the time being. Strangely, after a few clips, the audio comes back 100% normal. So I really don't know what's caused it. Make of it what you will. Anyway, let's carry on. So I'm just looking around the kitchen again. Strange that this cupboard's right underneath a cooker. But make a note of that door over there because we'll come back to that later on. But it's a pretty big kitchen. I'm presuming that's where the sink used to be, underneath the window. But yeah, we'll carry on through here. So this is the room that I came in to originally. Go round this way. A big old fireplace. Obviously the soot's coming from the chimney. And then we carry on down through this door here. So I've just come down into this room here. It's a very strange layout, this house. But you can see there where all the brambles are coming in through the big window. And a lovely little fireplace, cast iron fire. And then we've got a strange like little doorway there. I never did go through it. I wondered if it was down to the basement. And then we've got a big old door here. It's a bit spooky because it's closed. But it is quite a strange layout, this house. So I've come through the door and yeah, it's completely different behind this door. I'm wondering if this used to be the old cellar area, but it's just a strange layout. There's a long creepy corridor, and through there was just random little rooms with a bath. It almost looked like someone had started to renovate this area. But it was extremely creepy down this part of the house. So dark, and little different rooms. But I am wondering if it used to be the cellar area. There's some stairs going up there. It's definitely not a place I'd come at night. I mean, look at that. There's meat hooks up on a beam there. But it was really hard to tell like the layout of this, and looking back now I think this must have been a cellar area or cold store. But the random leather sofa there was a bit creepy. It was like lots of little little side rooms, and there's an alcove there. Somebody's jacket on the floor. Got this tiny little side room. There's definite apocalyptic vibes down here. Then we've got the old cooker, so it's a belting, I think, a Breiling, quite a well known make. And then back into this corridor, which is pretty creepy. So I decided to check out if we could go up the stairs. You couldn't actually get through the top, it had been boarded off and I couldn't squeeze through. So remember the door in the kitchen that I told you to keep an eye on? I had to go back through that kitchen and I came out to these stairs here. So it seems like they blocked off a set of stairs and just used this set here. But as you can see, it's pretty badly water damaged, and you can actually see there the boarding at the other side of the stairs. So why they've done that, I don't know. Blocked it off at some point and just used the one set of stairs. Goes up even further. Right, let's have a look in the rooms. Oh, mind the holes in the floors. Look at this big room. Big window, look. You can see it's just in the middle of nowhere. Just got pheasants for neighbours. But they're big houses in this farm. Big houses in this one. Big rooms in this farm. They've probably all got fireplaces. So this is the first one that we're looking in. So I'll look in this room opposite. Oh my goodness. Stairs. Ooh, stairs going up to more rooms. Told you this house is on loads of different levels. So another nice view out the window, look. Would be on a nice day, not a day like today. The door there. Ooh. Do we have a look in? So just open the door. There's another room here. There's a big chair. I think it comes off the landing. So there's a door off the landing and then a door into that other room. there was a little boy in here at some point because he's got Thomas the Tank Engine. Right, so before we go along the landing, let's have a look in these rooms up here. Oh my God. Strangely laid out, this house really is. This wouldn't have been a bedroom, surely. There's another door here. And this was the bathroom. As you can see, all mod cons. Eesh. Good grief. That's the toilet. Got a nice view. I don't think I'll be looking around the 8 buildings, it's a bit wet. But yeah, the good old copper pixies have been in. So this is, that's that door that was that side. That's random. Right, so this was this little landing bit. You can see outside. Right, let's look at these down the hallway. I've just had a door slam off camera, but I'm hoping it was just the wind. Right, there's a cupboard there. Got a room here. Oh my God. What the hell? There's just rooms everywhere. Somebody's slipper. So that looks like the front door. Oh, that's that other room that we went into. It does look like there's a front door there. This house is weird. Yeah, so this is the front door. Because I saw this and I couldn't get to it. So this house is on strange levels. So we've come up a floor to come to the front door. Weird. Right, so we've got a room here. So this must have been a living room. Modern fireplaces in here. It's like they've replaced them. This would have been a sitting room, I presume. The greedy fox. They would have had some lovely views though. Nice, look at that crack in the ceiling. Jesus. They would have had some lovely views. Right, let's head up again. It's confusing, this house, as to what is on what level. But again, lovely views. So, quite a nice staircase. We've come up to a room. Look at that fireplace. That's nice. quite like that colour green as well. But all everywhere. It's just got amazing views. Little wardrobe there. I'd live here just for the views. Along the landing. A closed door here. Oh, I've just seen stairs to an attic. Another big room. Another kids' room by the looks of it. God. Another big bay window. Oh, it smells very musty in here. Ooh, it smells like wee as well. Ooh, it does smell very pungent in here. There's quite a few dead animals I've seen. Is that something there? There's a few dead birds I've seen. Right, back along the landing, stairs there to the attic. We'll have a look. Oh god, there's doors everywhere. Let's go in this one because it's open. Big bedrooms. Ooh. Look at that, that's lovely, isn't it? What a beautiful fireplace. I mean, this was a stunning house. Still could be if someone had lots of money. And we have another bathroom. I'm not going in there because it's covered in, I think it's bird poo. I think there's been swallows or house martins in here. Yeah, that's your bathroom. And we've got one more door here before we check. Shit. There's a hole. Oh my god. Oh my god, another massive bedroom. Another big room. Seems like all the original fireplaces are up in the bedrooms. But yeah, they've all got birds' nests in them. Right, it's time to head up to the attic and look how narrow and steep those stairs are. Right, well there wasn't anything up in the attic apart from insulation, so I didn't bother going all the way up. Let's shut this because it keeps banging. Right, I think that is all the house. Like I said, I'm not going to bother looking in the outbuildings because it's chucking it down and I've got to get home. Just got to remember how to get out of here. But this is a strange building. Strange. just the layout of it and everything. It's just weird. The fact that you have to kind of come out the kitchen, I don't know, it's just weird. Fucking hell, my hand's just gone through the wall. I haven't seen a cellar. But yeah, what a bizarre farmhouse. To get to the main house you have to go through there, and then there's that extra bit that goes off there. Is this open? Right, so the last paper was from, what did we say? 2004. Yeah. Oh. Right. Yeah. Very strange indeed. That's like the oldest bit down through there. I don't know. That's like an old bit down there, and then you've just got an extra bit. But yeah.